South Mountain overlooked the site of the 1997 Buick Best Competition held in Phoenix, Arizona. In mid-October, the Hilton Resort on South Mountain hosted Buick and 42 of the top technicians in the country. Like an oasis in the desert, the resort provides every imaginable amenity. And true to the heritage of its Spanish architecture, the Hilton's impeccable fortress-like exterior surrounds the lavish beauty of its interior. Buick's best technicians arrived and lounged by one of the 4 pool areas. In contrast to the tranquility of the desert at the foot of South Mountain, the Buick Best competition was being readied well into the night. Nearly 4 dozen 1998 Park Avenues awaited the finest technicians, while Buick personnel planted bugs, installing identical faults in each car for technicians to diagnose. Each bug seemed simple enough, but that's not always the case when you have to find and repair 9 of them within 1 hour.
And what we're doing here is taking the ignition coil off and replacing it with the bad one. And this will create a running condition, and the Tech 2 scan tool that we're using will pick that condition up, and the technician should be able to pinpoint the problem and change the coil pack out.
That's about the extent of it.
The fact that we're trying to reduce instant comebacks, and the faults we installed in the vehicle were exactly that. They were items that technicians will see on a regular basis, and we try to make them more realistic and make them something that the technician will see come into his dealership.
A couple times I just went in the wrong direction, found nothing, had to go put that back together and go somewhere else. And you lose a lot of time doing that.
I have a tendency to look right at something and not even see it.
One of the first things that throwed me off is we got multiple problems in the same system.
Once all of the cars were bugged, everything was ready for the next morning. And what did the technicians think?
The facilities and everything are great. You can't expect anything better than this.
Very nice, yes. It's superb.
And they treat us like royalty sometimes. And if you get here, you're going to love it.
The actual real reward is that we have 42 of the best technicians in the country here tonight. And those 42 are all winners.
Buick personnel, technicians, service advisors, and their wives all met the first night for a welcoming dinner.
We can have some fun, we'll have the powder puff, and really just enjoy the afternoon.
After dinner, everyone found out which of the 3 groups would hit the cars first.
Whichever one is drawn first will be the group that will take, from a regional standpoint, will be the on-car testing.
Today, the automotive technician is one of the most highly skilled professions in the world. The complexity of a car today has gone far above and beyond, I think, what anybody 20 years ago would have ever in their wildest dreams imagined. And today it takes a very special person to be able to function in that kind of a business and function in that type of responsibility.
Good morning. Hopefully everyone had a decent night's sleep. Nobody stayed up because of nerves or anything else like that. Is that right? Okay, we've got our 3 events. I think all of you, for the technicians, I think all of you are pretty much familiar with the 3 events: the on-car, the parts ID, the written test. We have the on-car set up in the big white tent out behind the buildings here.
Moments before the competition began, Al Zack and Dale Hall covered the rules.
First thing we have on here, the horn is inoperative from the key fob lock button. Secondly, our customer would like the passenger's side mirror to tilt down in reverse, just like his 1997 Riviera. Thirdly, the rear seat passenger cannot open the right rear window. The next one is we have a complaint of a miss at idle. Okay? Any more questions? Dale, anything to add?
Guys, do make sure you document your condition correction on the repair order.
Okay. Good deal. You're good to go, buddy. Or I got a probe. Okay. Good luck, buddy. Okay. It should be laying up here. Oh, you got your own.
Yeah, I brought a lot of my own stuff.
Then the pressure was on. All techs worked quickly to beat the clock. At the same time, 14 other technicians were trying to connect a memory mirror system and a rain-sense wiper system. Still, another group of 14 began a 75-question written test. Then, the second group of technicians hit the White Park Avenues. As a group went from the cars to the parts ID area, and another group began the written test.
I need a raise.
The final group began troubleshooting the gray fleet.
Gentlemen, 30 minutes have elapsed. We have 30 minutes to go.
Got an extra.
Another new facet of the competition was for service advisors. Engine compartment component identification was one of the areas. A new game for Advisory Council contestants was an automotive-related version of a Jeopardy game.
There's some pretty sharp guys here, and you know, and the bugs are like I said, Al Zach has tried to make them progressively harder.
This is a great event. Buick does a great job putting it on. Really enjoyed it.
If you're working on that no start and you're having a problem with it, and then you hear somebody else's car run, then you say, golly, I'm already behind.
It totally psychs you out when you start hearing them crank over.
Yeah. I know.
I had this time, I was like hearing it all around me. I was going, oh man, come on, I gotta get this thing going.
The one beside me over on the other side was running. And I still hadn't found a thing yet.
He had the complaint on the radio, speaker not working. And once he got it fixed, he turned the radio up loud so that everybody, it was blaring. He was trying to psych some of the other guys out, you know, by running the radio so loud so it would ruin their concentration, you know. And that's some of the things that some of the guys are doing.
I brought a CD this time to listen to the radio, and then there was no CD players. I was bummed.
The first problem I tried to fix, I spent at least 10 minutes more than I should have on it. And, you know, it ruined my confidence. I got to worrying that I wouldn't have enough time to do the other things. So I actually pulled off that one complaint and went on to other things. And I'm glad I did, because you know, and then at the end I had time to come back.
I think they did a real nice job on the 97 Park Avenue as far as serviceability goes, because I didn't have too much trouble getting at components, taking things apart. You know, everything's fairly easy. Even some of the interior trim panels that I removed to check for connectors and whatnot snap out, snap back on. They tend not to break anymore. The new door panel design is much better. You know, I really like that.
When you fix one thing that could cause the complaint you're trying to fix, You say, well, that's it. You go and try it, and it don't work. So then you have to go back to square one and rerun your diagnostics and find, well, I've got a second problem in this system. And then you have to dig deeper, and it makes you question yourself, well, did I really fix that, or did I know what I was doing?
I jabbed my arm down into the transmission and ripped it up. I'm like, oh man, and then I'm pulling the relays out, and my finger's bleeding. I'm trying to stop it. I took some tape and wrapped it up, you know, so I can keep working. And
get right on it.
You get into such a mode where you're going so fast.
Here you're more worried about speed than anything else. You would probably take more steps to do it at the shop.
And I'm bleeding all over the car, you know, and oh no, you know, I don't want to get blood on the seats and everything. And I had to ask them for a couple of Band-Aids, but they didn't have any Band-Aids, you know. Just wrap a shop towel around your wallet.
And I rarely start with the first one on the list. I'll usually find one on the list that I think is going to be easy to fix.
Sort of get rolling.
Right. If you get the first complaint out of the way, it makes you feel good. Say, yes, I got this one. I'm going to move on to the next one. You know, I got a feeling of accomplishment, you know.
There's so much going on that it's hard to know if you really have accomplished what we set out for until tomorrow night, you know. At the banquet, then we'll see. It'll knock my socks off if I place it all. You know, I'll be excited.
This time, wives and girlfriends tasted their share of competition. They looked up facts, interpreted VIN information, and checked out tire sizes. Some worked in teams, while others found a comfortable place to compete.
The more we can do for the people who are on the front line serving our customers, enhancing the quality of our product by fixing it right the first time, I think we owe them a lot. And to do things like this for them, I think is just simply outstanding.
The best competition, I think, is probably a good motivation for any technician that wanted to test his mettle, all right? Alzac, Barry Sigmund, anybody that's involved in this does an excellent job, and believe me, they will put your brain to work.
One of the things Dale and I had tried to do in developing our portion of the BEST program was to try and give realistic scenarios that would enable the technicians to learn more about that particular product and give them the incentive to try and understand the intricacies of the models they were working on. First, the Century being a brand new car for us, that was in the regional competition, and ultimately the Park Avenue, the flagship of our fleet, used in the national competition here this weekend.
Though this activity will single out a few individuals up here this evening as we go through and announce some awards, you're all winners. You're all here. You've distinguished yourself above your peers in getting here. We're going to start off with our powder puff competition. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some really tough, like, significant others out there, really. In third place, Linda Warthen. In second place, Miss Barb Brown. And our powder puff champion, Miss Christine Counselor. We're going to jump right in, and we're going to start off with our service consultants. In third place, Mr. John Villamil. In second place, Mr. Philip Davis. In first place, the 1997 Best National Service Consultant, troubleshooting winner, Mr. Greg Ettinger. This brings us to our third category, I guess I should say, and that is the National Troubleshooting Contestants, the technicians. In third place, Mr. Andy Fabris. Second place, 1997 National Technician Troubleshooting Competition, Mr. Clark Henson. Our 1997 National Technician Troubleshooting Champion, let's welcome Jim Vanderlaar.
So I do thank each and every one of you, and I'm very privileged to be here tonight to be able to present a Tech 2 to the winner. I only wish that I could present one to each and every one of you. I think that you're all winners, you all deserve it. But unfortunately, I can only do one, and I am doing that tonight to you, the winner, and congratulations, and we have a complete Tech 1 package for you.
I'm really grateful I've been blessed with the talents and skills to be able to learn what I took to win this honor. And I also feel honored to be able to be here with all you guys, because you guys all impressed me with how on the ball you are. And this is really something.
Thanks, Jim. Congratulations.
This is our chance to say thank you to the people who take care of our customers, who every day drip blood and sweat, making sure that our customers who come into our dealerships are treated with respect and dignity, that they're treated the way you yourself would like to be treated. And that's what it's all about. Our winner came up tonight and talked about the blessings he'd received. And that's what all of us have been blessed with, certain skills and certain talents. And we are expected to use those skills and talents. We congratulate you on your efforts. There are no losers here. Just by being here, you've won.
What we're trying to accomplish with the Buick Best program, it goes a lot deeper than what we're doing here tonight as far as handing out prizes and recognizing the top few guys in the country. What we're really trying to accomplish is to build some pride in the product, build some pride in the technician's ability to repair cars and repair cars right the first time, and ultimately build that pride in the dealership they work for and the product that they service.